In the previous video, who was helping the vizier in ruling Egypt? Horemheb was the commander-in-chief of the military under the reigns of Tutankhamun, and because of this he's considered the ruler who restabilized the country after the troublesome and divisive Amarna period. So the royal court moved back to Thebes. By the order of King Tut, he had sought to restore the old order, hoping that the gods would once again look affirmative in Kingdom of Egypt. He ordered to fixing the holy sites and continued construction at the Temple of Karnak, and the completion of the red granite lions at Soleb by the order of him. While policy was ignored during Akhenaten's reign, King Tut sought to revive better relations with Egypt's neighbors. While there's some evidence to suggest that King Tut's diplomacy was successful, during his reign there was battles came between Egypt and also the Nubians and Asiatics over Turitur and control of trade routes. King Tut was trained within the military, and there's some evidence that he was good at archery. Death of King Tut. Research suggests King Tut died circa 1323 BC from a gangrene infection at age 19. The infection was possibly the results of a broken leg. Early investigations pointed to bone fragments in Tutankhamun's skull to propose the speculation that he died from a blow to the top by political rivals. However, a full scan of his body found the damage to King Tut's skull occurred after his death because of bad handling of his mummy in 2006. Another study of Tutankhamun's DNA found he had malaria and was incapable, requiring a cane to run, which could have precipitated his fall and made his leg infection worse. King Tut was buried in a tomb within the Valley of the Kings. It's believed that his early death necessitated a hasty burial at a smaller tomb possibly built for a lesser noble. After 70 days of his death, King Tut's dead body was laid to rest and also the tomb was sealed. There are no any known records of King Tut after his death, and as a result, he remained virtually unknown for thousands of years. Even the site of his tomb was lost, as its entrance had been covered by the rubble from a tomb structure built later. Much of what's known about King Tut today derives from the discovery of his tomb in 1922. British archaeologist Egyptologist had begun excavating in Egypt in 1891, and after war he began an intensive hunt for King Tut's tomb within the Valley of the Kings. On November 1922, Carter and fellow archaeologist George Herbert, the Earl of Carnarvon, entered the inside chambers of the tomb. To their amazement, they found much of its contents and structure miraculously intact. Inside one in all the chambers, murals were painted on the walls that told the story of King Tut's funeral and his journey to the afterlife. Also, within the chamber were various artifacts for his journey: oils, perfumes, toys from his childhood, precious jewelry, and statues of gold and ebony. Over the subsequent 17 years, Carter and his associates carefully excavated the tomb for room, uncovering a fantastic collection of thousands of precious priceless objects from antiquity. King Tut's mummy mask. The most fascinating item found in King Tut's tomb was the stone sarcophagus containing 3 coffins, one inside the alternative, with the final coffin manufacturing of gold. When the lid of the third coffin was raised, King Tut's royal mummy was revealed, preserved for quite 3,000 years. As archaeologists examined the mummy, they found other artifacts, including bracelets, rings and collars. King Tut's mask, an elaborate golden cast, bears the likeness of Osiris, the Egyptian god of the afterlife. It's made of quite 22 pounds of gold and gemstones, and is among the foremost famous works of art in history. Stay with us, we have more. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.